Welcome in and hello to you folks. Oh, listen to that voice. Idiot. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you by a number of sponsors that you know I like to sell. For crying out loud, F45 Training in Byron Center, Michigan. How about you? It's time to get in shape. Do it at F45 Training in Byron Center, Michigan. The website, f45training.com/Byron Center. Go to that website, click where it says start free trial, and then that's it. That's all you got to do, really. Just click on it, fill out the information, go there and work out for a week. Test the waters, if you will. They want you to try it for free. They're at half capacity right now as required by the state. There's like sanitation happening all the time while you're working out. You are safe in that environment. You have a group training environment with a personal touch. F45training.com. If you're in or around the Byron Center, Michigan area, which is just a blossoming community. I mean, there were, 10 years ago, you could shoot a cannon down the street. Now it's like, oh my gosh, overwhelmingly large. And these people need to get in shape. Get ripped. Byron Center, Michigan. F45training.com/Byron Center. While I'm at it, we have a CPL training class happening on, that would be the day after Thanksgiving, sometimes known as Black Friday, which I think that socially, is that going to get canceled at some point? Black Friday, that is the day after Thanksgiving when the next class happens at Prince Arming for CPL training. Sign up by calling Steve Prince at 616-204-1705 or just click on the Prince Arming logo at ericzaneshow.com and it'll take you right to his Facebook page, and then you can click events on his page and it takes you right to the one and buy the tickets right there. It's $125. It's the first step you need to take to be able to carry your pistol concealed. You don't even need to own a gun, all right? Just get the class, and we'll sort the rest out later. And then, of course, there's A&D Cleaning. A&D Cleaning, they sponsor Daisy, the English Bulldog. If you want your home clean, call Amy at A&D Cleaning, 616-550-3644. The lifeblood of the free podcast, the sponsors, right here, right now. It is the 27th of October, 2020. Oh, boy.
The most consequential, not because I'm running, but because who I'm running against. This is the most consequential election in a long, long, long time. And the character of the country, in my view, is literally on the ballot. Mm-hmm. What kind of country we're going to be. 4 more years of Georgia, he's going to find ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world.
Oh my God!
And so
that was so screwed up.
Yes, hello, Sean Gotti here, coming to you from Raleigh, North Carolina, and there's not a single radio show around here that's worth a damn. So I'm listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Coming to you live Monday through Friday. So sit back, get your trays in the upright position, feet and elbows out of the aisle, because here he comes, Eric Zane.
Thank you very much, Sean in Raleigh. Whoa. My gosh. Did you hear that? 4 more years of Georgia. And then his wife's like pinching his dick. He's sitting right next to Mrs. Biden, and she actually grabbed his cock. She's like, no, you dumb fuck. What are you doing? How the fuck can you possibly fuck that up? Ah! Oh, no. Oh. Ooh, this is a daily podcast.
Stand back and stand by.
Where we discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures Monday through Friday right here. Wow, and that one came in late. Thank you to Red State Dirk. And that's why I'm late. I was ready to go, and then I see the email at 7:56 or something like that, just a few minutes before going live. and I clicked on it, and I was like, oh boy, this is messy. So I said, well, I got to get this. So from what I understand, it was a fundraiser that Biden was appearing at, saying a few words to the folks, and then it flew out of his mouth this way. One more time.
This is the most consequential, not because I'm running, but because who I'm running against. This is the most consequential election in a long, long, long time. And the character of the country, in my view, is literally on the ballot.
Okay.
What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of George. Georgia, he's going to find ourselves in a position where
Georgia, and then fuck.
If Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world, and so.
No, yeah, that's really, really bad, really, really bad. Whew, what a gaffe! Oh, how the fuck can you do that? You see, if I'm him, when I say that, I'm like, oh no! Can you believe that? Oh my gosh! There is no. You see, I would, in order to finesse that, you have to dive in with a. What? How could I possibly make him laugh, man? You can't just act like nothing happened. You got to laugh these moments off when you know that you've just stepped in a big, gnarly pile of shit. It says Biden appeared to confuse Trump with Bush during an online fundraising event Sunday. Got an assist from his wife Jill. I didn't see the assist. It looked like she was just sitting there, and I give her credit. She just stared at the camera. I don't know the assist, but like I said, maybe she reached over and grabbed his dick. Wow. Jill Biden appears to twice say something to her husband, but I didn't see that. With some news outlets and commentators on social media speculating she may have been saying Trump, but I didn't really get that close to the monitor to see that. It didn't, and I definitely didn't hear her. My God, if you're on the fence and you're thinking, Biden, Trump, I don't know, who am I going to vote for? And you see that, does that make you go, oh fuck? No, there's no way I can vote for an invalid who doesn't even know who the hell he's running against, who should basically be in hospice at this point. Oh my God, that is rough. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. And before you all get butthurt, as you know, I take liberties with anybody who does anything stupid. So don't get the notion that this is some right-leaning or left-leaning podcast or show or anything like that. I've ripped Trump a new asshole many, many times for being the cock that he is on numerous occasions. So shut up. Today on the show, Celestial Excitement, brought to you by MB Distributing. There's water on the moon. Boy, I'm really trying to get fired up for this. But you see, the problem is it's nerds, and the nerds don't have any showbiz or any idea of how to position this. They just tell us facts. The nerds, I took this right from NASA's website, all this information that I'm going to give to you. I plagiarized it, and I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, so there's water on the moon. Now, you got to tell me the practicality of this. You got to tell me what you're thinking. You got to look big picture here, because as it stands, I'm not impressed. What does this all mean? Zaniac Kevin is added to my list of white guy football accolades. We talked about the kid from Wake Forest who had 11 tackles, 3 interceptions, walk on, 5 foot nothing, 100 nothing. He's a real life Rudy, except good at football and not a douche. And he was described as gritty and tough, which is what you call white players who otherwise can't do shit. Kevin is added to the list of white guy football accolades. Disney Plus, the online streaming service is strengthening their language about racist shows on its platform. Okay, I don't have any problem with this whatsoever, and I think that that's something that can be maybe this model can be used to soften the blow of statues. I actually can see something positive in that regard, and I'm also blown away at the way they made films, both real and animated, back in the day, and how racist they really were. I mean, this is just horrible. Eddie Van Halen's kid, Wolfgang or Wolfie, is pissed about the rumor mongering surrounding his dad and the band. Okay, I'll get to that. Also, one of the most senseless things of all time took place in Las Vegas, leaving an innocent person dead and also killing the moron who did it. You won't believe this. I'll talk about that. The rapper who taught us, I should say, how to whip and nay-nay. Remember that? Now watch me whip. Watch me nay-nay. Watch me whip. Watch me nay-nay. I'd play the song, but I'd get a YouTube ticket or a Facebook ticket. I can't do that. Busts out a "Don't you know who I am" with a cop. And this guy has had a rough 3 or 4 months. His name is Silento, I believe. He's a complete entitled asshole idiot. Another anti-masker ruins his own vacation after another incident on a jetliner. And a soccer player actually gets his balls squished into oblivion in a horrible on-field incident. All of that. My gosh. Holy crap, Zane, how do you do it? I don't know myself. Honestly, thank you to all the people who sent in contributing links and stories for me to review. I know Bleeding Heart Brian was active, sending stuff along, and Red State Dirk, as I mentioned, with that last second arrival, getting in just before the deadline of Biden from Sunday. Oh God, that was horrible. I wonder when those moments end and the camera goes off and. Does he just like look around like, oh, nothing, and then Jill like gets pissed, complete red ass? Like how the fuck can you possibly do that? I mean, maybe she doesn't, because if he does have dementia, if his faculties are actually, and I mean, come on, at the age that they are, both Trump and Biden, it wouldn't surprise me if they're both a little scrambled. Okay, like when my dad does stuff of that nature, you just kind of roll with it. You just kind of let it go. But my dad's also not running for president. Okay. It's absolutely freezing in here. You're like, Zane, you have a heating cooling guy. Well, look, we've covered this before. I actually do have heat in here. But the problem is this room is so set apart. And it's not exactly the most thermally dynamic room, and it's right above the garage, which is freezing. The other parts of the house are above other parts of the house that are warm. So this room is kind of like a little mini, it's like a wine cooler. Okay, it's like this is a place or a wine cellar where you'd put the wine. You need it like 53 degrees for wine, I guess. I don't know. You lay it on its side. I have no idea. But that's what this room is. And I have a little heater, a little portable heater I keep in here. It's awesome. And so this is classic. It's have you ever had somebody borrow your shit and then they use it and then they give it back to you and it's broken? Well, that happened. Madison, she's like, my room is freezing. I'm going to take your heater. She heats up her room. I go into her room and she has a mattress on the floor. It's actually the mattress that Kenny's kid, Derek, slept on when they crashed in Madison's room. It's still there. We haven't moved it. And that mattress is laying on top of where the heat comes out of. I go, well, this is why your room is frozen, dum-dum. This thing's over the register. Oh, so the heat's blasting and she's upset about something. She hasn't been feeling well. So she's acting like she's got the stage 5 cancer because she's got a tummy ache. And, it's the end of the world and all that drama is going on. I'm like, well, all right, thanks. Enjoy the heat. It's like 95 degrees in the room because of the heater. And then remarkably, I come in, I'm walking around here before the show today, and I go in a room to get the heater, and the heater is gone. And I go, what happened to the heater? And Diana says, well, she put it back in your room. I go, she did? That's really unheard of in this household for someone to actually put something back. And so I come in here, I sit down, I'm ready to do my thing. I turn on the heater, and it clicks on and clicks right off. I go, that's weird. Click it back on, nothing. Go to a different plug. Maybe that's going to do it. Shake it, tap it on the side. You know, these are all the fix-its that we can possibly do. Move it, tip it upside down, plug it into another, plug it in every plug in the household, turn it on, it clicks on, shuts right off. It's busted. My God, no heat in the room. That's why the door's cracked a little bit behind us so we can get at least maybe 1 degree warmer by the time this show is done. On the Patreon yesterday, I talked about and I posted a video that I really want you to see, and it's worth mentioning again because obviously we have limited audience behind the paywall on Patreon, but it's worth talking about again. Stand by. What had happened was I saw a video sent along by two folks. Nate sent it to me and Red State Dirk. And it was the one source was a tweet by what the hell is that guy's name? Rex Chapman. And it's Chapman wrote on, he retweeted it from something, and he wrote, OMG, it looks like CGI. And I go, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be a unbelievable leg break video. And, I think that the fat ass black kid who was skateboarding and his foot fell off the board when he was going 1 mile an hour, and then it broke. And then he screamed, "No, don't touch that shit." I think he was one of the clubhouse leaders, along with the guy who was doing the powerlifting. But this is easily, it seems like every week now, what started out as a real dry spell, and I don't know if that had to do with the pandemic, but lately we are roaring back to life with limbs breaking and video recordings of those limbs. And this can, oh my God, you see the view from a couple of spectators watching this backyard wrestling event. Some dude gets on the middle rope on the turnbuckle. He puts his hands over his head. He's getting ready to do his big wrestling thing. And he jumps down maybe a foot and a half from the turnbuckle. No big deal. And both sticks break in half. You see them. Oh, now break your legs. Now break it. Bop, 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 bop. They just fold, man. Oh my God. It was so ridiculously unnatural. And I think it was at the knees. They just bent the complete wrong way. Both legs. He broke both his legs. And you hear some guy who's shooting the video goes, "Hey, guy just broke both legs." Oh God! And not one person rushed to help him. These stupid hillbillies like, "What's going on? What happened? I don't think his leg is supposed to go that way." It was, and he's just like going, in agony. He's holding on to him. It's not for the faint of heart. I'm not going to lie to you. It's downright gruesome. It's one of the most gruesome things you'll ever see. But we've been talking about flippity muppety leg breaks and arm breaks, and oh God, remember the gymnast who who did her who did that run, and then she stuck the landing, and both knees broke, and she kicked herself in the face with both feet at the same time because those legs were so busted in half. God, was that amazing. And then she got all pissed off because everybody's making cracks about her. It's like, come on, man. That's a flippity muppety leg break. We have to. You are famous. She ended up doing okay and getting married. I don't think she walks right, but still, my God. So that is your new number one, the backyard wrestling muppety flippity leg break. I have it at In the News of EricZaneShow.com if you missed that. So that's what we have. All right, let's get to this. I've stalled long enough. I've kept you waiting. The transplant is set. I cannot believe we have made it this far. Well, no, I take it back. I had utmost confidence the moment that I was in the kitchen and I heard the words "do my will" in my brain, and I said, "Okay." Now, that is not hyperbole. I did hear that, and I don't know where it came from, and I've never felt like I was going to back out of this in any way ever. I knew on May 17th that this was going to work and it was going to be successful, and I had no idea the level of testing and the amount of scrutiny I would be under. But despite all that level of scrutiny, I produced a perfect match for the potential recipient of my kidney. And many, many steps as we've inched our way closer to it. And I've talked to you and shared with you that I was green lit, and then he was green lit, and then all we got to do is schedule it. The transplant is going to happen. The surgery. I will be in one room in Los Angeles, California, in surgery at the UCLA Medical Center. And in the next room will be my recipient. My surgery will start, I'm not sure the time, on Wednesday, December 2nd. Okay? And then about 1 hour into my 4-hour surgery, my recipient will also start his surgery. And we've got you won't believe the number of physicians that are making a fuss over your old pal Eric. We have a surgical team. We're talking about 10 of the brightest minds in surgery are working together. They all have specific roles in getting my kidney removed and then transported 25 feet to the next room and stuffed in dude so that he can end the unbelievable, slow, painful death of dialysis. And my freaking thoroughbred secretariat, man of war kidney, this dude will be a little bit Armenian at that point, and we will be off and running towards his unbelievable recovery, and mine too. So the date is set. As it stands right now, the way I see it going is you will have Thanksgiving, November 26th. Of course, Black Friday, and then I think leave on the 28th or the 29th. I haven't yet decided. Of November. That's a Saturday or a Sunday. The 30th of November is COVID testing day. And then you have to take the COVID test 2 days before the surgery. And then Wednesday the 2nd is the day. After about 1 day, I get up and walk out of that place and go back to the hotel / convalescence, glorified, fantastic Ronald McDonald House. It's not a Ronald McDonald house. It's another facility called the Tiverton House, and that's where a lot of the patients on UCLA's campus medical center stay when they're getting long-term cancer treatment, and their families stay there too. So that's where I was before when I podcasted from Los Angeles in August when I was getting all that testing done. Well, it's been a hell of a journey. We've inched our way through it, and it's been anxiety-filled the whole time for my pal. He has he's been very, very forthright with me, talking about what has been going through his brain, and he's had ups and downs much more than I have. I haven't really had any ups and downs in this. I've been assured by the power of Christ since this all happened, knowing that I will not have any fear, and I am more than taken care of. And anytime I feel any twinge of, oh boy, I don't know, I know that's either the devil or my body trying to fight me on this. So I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. You got this. You got all these great people that love you and support you. They're pulling for you. You got Jesus pushing you, saying, go, man, go. Carry the rock to the goal line. Go. So here we sit, inching our way. Whew. So this is it. This is legit. It's happening. All I have to do between now and then is sit right here, with these dogs. Talk to you. I don't know. Stay safe. Don't catch COVID. And then go there and do my thing. Now, after the operation on the 2nd of December, you've got 9 days after that. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 9 days after that when I have my next doctor's appointment. That would be Friday, the 11th of December. That's the doctor's appointment when they say, okay, you look good. Get out of here. Go back to Michigan. And that's it. If that goes like I suspect it will go, incision looks good. How do you feel? Feel great, doc. All right, get the hell out of here. Don't give away any more kidneys. Then I will fly back, I guess, the 12th. I don't know, maybe the 13th if I stay an extra day. So that's it. 2 weeks. I'm going to bring my gear. Now, I'm bringing all the podcasting gear, but I can't and I plan on podcasting. That's my plan. I mean, I did it before, but of course I didn't have a kidney taken out of me. So at the very least, I'll be able to podcast from Los Angeles on Monday, the 30th of November, December 1st, surgery December 2nd. So I may take a day off then. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. I might not. And then, if I'm feeling like I should, I think I will feel, I'm not going to miss anything, man. That would be just incredible. But if it's a little screwed up, I might have to call in a day or two. Now I know a lot of you are like, oh, come on, knock it off. No, you see, I love doing this. This is something I really enjoy doing, and it's a highlight of my day. So I don't ever want you to get the idea that I'm doing some hard work or some. Well, I mean, it is hard, but I love it. It's something I enjoy very, very much. But all right. So that's it. That's the update. December 2nd. There you go. The spirit of the gentleman that I'm donating the kidney to is improving dramatically, because now he's like, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Now imagine what this is like for him. Out of the blue, he has this opportunity to save his own life, and it just kind of happened. Again, I don't take any credit. Well, no, I take it back. I actually do take a little bit of credit because 9 times out of 10 I would ignore it when I hear that voice in my head. But so thank God I did, and I'm happy to do it. I'm glad to do it. But if you're him, I cannot imagine, because I'm not fighting for my life right now. And if you are fighting for your life, imagine you're given a new lease. You're actually given this happening. And I first of all, I can't even begin to understand the stress, because I can't. I'm not in those shoes. But this kidney disease, the stage 5 kidney disease, they're completely inoperable as kidneys. So basically, quite often, several times a week, he has to go to get his blood filtered, and he can't pee. He has to be very careful of what goes into his body, and then the blood is removed from his body several times a week, and then scrubbed, and then put back into him so that he can function somehow, slowly killing him every time he does it. And that is really tough on a person's energy, their spirit, their soul, their outlook on life, their creativity, their family. Everything, not let alone, and of course their physical well-being. It's very destructive. So all of a sudden, this shows up out of the blue after 7 times previously. He had his hopes raised and then destroyed. And I don't know if I told you this story yet. Maybe one day we'll be able to tell the story together, this person and myself. There was a moment in time just before Diana and I entered the picture. where there was a grifting that took place, a long con catfish that took place on this poor soul, which I didn't even know about this till like a week and a half ago. But he described it to me, and I can't remember if I talked about this on the podcast. Long story short, a person reached out to him about giving him a kidney. Somehow I'd gotten his information. And so he's exploring this and running out this ground ball. All the other times that he had done this with a person potentially giving away a kidney had been people he knew, but and they all failed. All of the they didn't pass all the tests. This guy was like, "Hey, I want to do this. I want to do this," and so the dialogue was started, and more conversations were taking place. And then, at one point, this person said, "Hey, so I'm stranded here in so and so state, and I need money." And there was enough of a rapport built in the catfishing that the sweet man who I'm giving this kidney to sent money, a lot. And then it wasn't long before this son of a bitch asked for more money. And then it was at this point that this sweet soul that I'm giving the kidney to started like, oh boy. And then there was some information exchange with the FBI. They determined that this was in fact a scam and a very, very bad dude, and he's now wanted for this. They don't have him caught. So imagine that, though. If you're the guy who's putting this scam on, how do you, I just can't imagine being that vile of an individual to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and actually carry on a normal day without having a high level of disgust grab hold of you and make you, like almost shake you. How can you be that so rotten that you can take a person who's dying and give them false hope and steal their money? Ugh. What a heinous thing. My God. So my dude was through the ringer with 7 failed attempts, and then the catfishing that took place, which, again, I just found out about this. And then out of the blue, through a conversation with me, God taps me on the shoulder. I remember exactly where I was when it happened. And then all of a sudden, Diana and I are, because don't forget, Diana and I both committed to doing it. The only reason why it's not her and it's me is because I matched more antigens. Of the 12, I matched 6. She matched 3. They're called antigen markers. So that's it. No big deal, man. So I reached out to my family, and my brother Jim said, I bet you're excited and nervous at the same time. And if it's nervous, it's just nervous energy of the unknown. But I remember talking to Misty from Nashville, Tennessee, and she told me about what she had went through, and I haven't really poked around too much about what to expect, because I'm the type of creature once I get too much information, I start to get in my own head, and I don't want to do anything. The only thing I want to guide me on this is God. And so I don't need anything. I don't need a damn thing. And I haven't, other than the conversation I had with Misty, I haven't done a damn thing about looking into this. I just know it's good. I know it's going to work out. I trust. And that's it. Holy shit. This is freaking happening in just over 1 month. My God. So I'm really, really stoked about it. So thank you. I just pray for your continued support. I'm just asking for your prayers and support is what I should say. And just be thinking about it. Be thinking about my guy. I want to be able to identify him by name. I've let it slip a few times, and it's not like just saying his first name would be able to figure out who it is. I don't know. Maybe you can. Some of you internet sleuths. And but he's just just want to remain anonymous for now, and then when the time is right, we'll get together and, hey Eric, how are you? Yeah, man, I'm over here. And he laughs at my impression of him. He says I make him sound like the dude. Well, you got to realize, my friend, from the time you went to Michigan to California, you started to adopt the California language tendencies, which is just a handful to do an impression of. Hello, Eric. How are you? And then this lady, Sheila, is my nurse liaison from UCLA. And she's the same way. Oh, hello there, Eric. It's good to talk to you. Yes, we're scheduling your surgery. She's a little bit more buttoned up and professional, while my guy I'm giving the kidney to is like, hey, man, what's going on? So it's almost like they sound the same to me, just a little bit more surfer-like, I guess. Okay. That's what's up. The open of the Eric Zane Show podcast on the 27th of October is brought to you by Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. Now, I actually, in the past day and a half, have signed on the dotted line. Like, for the longest time, I just call them and say, yeah, hey, fix my shit. And it's like, you know what? I should probably do what I'm telling the audience to do and sign up for a monthly contract with them, a monthly service plan. So what I do, because I only have one computer, so I pay like next to nothing to them once a month, and then all of my shit is covered, so that my computer, if I need anything at all, and there's a whole list of things that they do. It's all boring shit. I'll let you deal with that when you sign up. But the point of this is, it's walking the walk along with talking the talk. I love Blue Frost IT. I know that if anything goes sideways with this computer that they in fact built for me, and just about a year ago that I got this thing, it's taken care of. It's an insurance policy, not for replacement, but for any tech issues that arise. You know how it is in the tech world. All of a sudden, you got a fucking hourglass on your monitor, and it says update this, and you've been infected, and this and that. Oh my God! Now I'm covered because I'm working with Blue Frost IT, and I want you, if you're a small or medium-sized business owner, to do the same damn thing. A tech support is no longer a pipe dream, okay? They are set up for you to hire them, and they can do all the work for your gear. 616-200-8550. Don't forget, if you want to upgrade an old computer, laptop from a regular old hard drive to a solid-state hard drive, you can do that as well. That is a quick and easy process. Reach out to them for more information, 616-200-8550. In fact, that's also something I have to do on my laptop, because I need that thing to be humming a little faster than what it is, or what it has originally, because I got to take it to California. I need a good computer when I go there, so I got to speed up the hard drive. Thank you, Blue Frost IT, who also takes care of my Twitter page. The video on Periscope brought to you by Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. While I'm at it, the Kent County Health Department reminds you that there are 4 COVID testing stations in and around Kent County, Michigan, where it's just turned into another hotspot. Infections up the ass. Not looking good. It's really freaking me out a little bit here. Kent County Health Department wants to make sure that you're safe and protected. And if you think you do possibly have the virus, or you've been exposed, find out for sure at one of the 4 testing locations, accesskent.com/health. You can also get a flu shot or any type of vaccinations for the kids. Just reach out, 616-632-7100 for the Kent County Health Department. Hey, thanks to the folks at Shoreliners as well. They reached out to me and sent me a really nice card, sympathy card. I appreciate that very, very much. Tim Mayer and his band of merry women and men are striping parking lots all the way until the flakes are flying, also sweeping parking lots. If this is something that you are interested in, making sure that you are casting a first impression with your business with clean yellow lines on the asphalt, reach out to Shoreliner Striping online at shorelinersstriping.com. Okay, they stripe parking lots, they stripe athletic fields, interior workplaces. Sometimes they need to be painted, factories and such, especially with COVID. You stand here in these yellow lines. And there you go. Shorelinerstriping.com. Thank you so much. Okay, celestial excitement. NASA said we have a big announcement at noon yesterday. Like, okay, here we go. We have discovered something amazing about the moon. Now, the next time we're going to the moon is 2024. There will be a lady on board for that thing. They're making a big deal about that. And it's like, you know what? Quit making a big deal that it's a first lady. That's okay, great. There is a first, but that doesn't mean anything. They're just as capable. All that means is that for the however many years prior, everybody was a fucking idiot. And so, yes, of course that they're capable of going. They're just as smart as you or I am, dumbass. That drives me nuts. Oh, my God, look at this. We've got the first lady blank. It shouldn't be a big deal, okay? I don't mean that in an insulting way. They've always been as capable. The only reason why it took so long is because all the other people prior to them who called the shots were stupid. Okay? That's the fact. My God. All right. Oh, we got another new Supreme Court justice. Well, we've had women before on that. By the way, the confirmation hearings of is it Amy Coney Barrett? Is that how you say her name? Were so not a big deal. She handled that amazingly. You know, here you have this really, really contentious time, and the Democrats saying we shouldn't even have to do this. We should wait till after the president. They're like, no, we're going to do it this way. And so they have these hearings. And you would think that there would be these, in these confirmation hearings would be these dramatic moments where they would like skewer her or make her look bad, but it was impossible. She was so organized and thoughtful in her answers that there was no news to report because she was so disarming in these very thoughtful, cohesive answers that basically all those old people, Democrats and Republicans who are asking her questions, and in this case, Democrats, because they don't want her in there because she's a Republican. She was nominated by a Republican president. They don't want her in there, but they're like, oh, fuck, we got nothing on her. She's brilliant. Shit. So, of course, she was confirmed. And, of course, it wasn't a big deal. It's because it was a woman. We need more women doing these things. My God. And then you had the woman moderator at the debate. Of course it went off flawlessly. It was a woman. We need more women doing these things. If these fucking asshole men would fucking quit being control freaks and say, you know what? Let's let the ladies run this shit. We'll stick to things that we're good at, like backyard wrestling and monster trucks and, I don't know, football. Fuck. Anyway. Sorry, I completely digressed there. I wanted to talk about celestial excitement. So this big announcement happens, and they're like, "Okay, it's about the moon," and here you go. We have discovered water on the moon. Now, I kind of wish that they would right away get out in front of it and say, it's not like an oasis. It's not like there's a big puddle, a giant lake on the moon that we didn't know of on the dark side of the moon. It's not like that at all. In fact, the water on the moon, this is the water that they discovered on the moon. The water on the moon is at a concentration of 100 to 412 parts per million. Now, that's nerd talk. We don't know what that means. Would you please, you NASA assholes, give us something that the rest of the world can look at in a tangible way, something practical? Oh, okay, here you go. Then they said what this is the equivalent to is we have found a 12-ounce bottle of water that is trapped in dirt. So basically, the components of water, H2O, are in soil, lunar soil, roughly a cubic meter of soil spread across the lunar surface. So it's a cubic meter. I don't know how much. I mean, that can't be that much soil, but let's just say, I don't know the amount of, if you took the soil and threw it in this room, I'm guessing it would cover the room in a certain depth of soil, a few inches. No idea. I don't know how much a cubic meter lays out to. I have to call my friends at Best Bark and Mulch to determine what a cubic meter is when you lay it out in the flower bed. But in that amount of space of soil, you have 12 ounces of water. Okay, so what? To me, that doesn't sound like a lot. And you know why it doesn't sound like a lot? Because it's not. The amount of water, 12-ounce bottle of water trapped in a cubic meter of soil, by comparison, the Sahara Desert has 100 times the amount of water than what the space telescope, the airplane telescope Sophia, detected in the lunar soil. So again, I told you 12 ounces worth in a cubic meter. The Sahara Desert has 100 times the amount of water. Huge fail. This should not be a story. This is bullshit. I don't know why they're making such a big deal about this. You assholes. I got all fired up that there was frozen lakes on the moon. I was under the impression that, like, today we'd be at the moon building a refinery so that we could create our own jet fuel on the moon and then launch from the moon like in a couple of weeks. And here you dumb needle-dicked assholes are sitting around talking about 12 ounces in a cubic meter of lunar soil, which is 100 times less than the Sahara Desert. Oh, my God. What are you doing? The only thing that's impressive about this is how they found this out. It was by accident. They've got this telescope known as SOFIA, that is short for Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy. And that's a 747 jetliner. And then they put it up about 45,000 feet, way up there, okay? And they're above 95% of Earth's atmosphere when they're that high. And then they push a button, and then the roof like pushes back like a moon roof. And then there's the telescope. And then you look at it while you're flying through the air. You look at things. They oftentimes looking at astronomical bodies, heavenly bodies, whatever. And then somebody one day said, hey, let's point it at the moon. And then they did that. And you know when they did that? 2018. That's how long it took to process the information to determine that there's 12 ounces of water in a cubic meter of soil. Prior to these SOFIA observations, we knew there was some kind of hydration, said some nerd, the lead author who published the results from her graduate thesis work at the University of Hawaii, but we didn't know how much, if any, was actually water molecules like we drink every day or something more like drain cleaner. Well, they have determined that it is, in fact, water in the soil, but this is bullshit. This whole thing is stupid. Oh, my God. What a huge deal they made over something that is just not a big deal. And that takes a lot coming out of my mouth. I thought they actually had water. I mean, they do, but they don't, you know? Come on. All right. I want to get into Kevin and Muskegon's white guy football accolades. This will only take me a second. And this comes to us after the discussion about the dude from Wake Forest who had freaking 11 tackles, 3 interceptions, 5'0", 100-0, wins a scholarship in the win over Virginia Tech, ranked opponent. And they referred to him as, what was it? Gritty and tough. And gritty and that's what you call white players. You would never, ever call a black guy gritty or tough because, I don't know, you just never hear about it. You never ever hear about the black guys described as gritty and tough. They always describe the white guys as these things, and it's a little weird. If you are ever watching a football game and you hear anybody referred to as gritty or tough or having, quote, a high motor. If you are referred to as a high motor player, you are a white guy playing football. Also, this one, a lot of these are pretty screwed up because you can say, well, as opposed to someone who's not intelligent, but if they say he has a high football IQ, that means he's smart, okay? And you oftentimes hear white guys referred to this. It's racism. Quicker more than fast is how they describe some white guys. Weight room warrior needs to be included. Not to mention, this person studies film and does the dirty work. These are all terms that they will use, football announcers, pundits, when talking about white football players. By the way, yesterday I watched the Matt Patricia press conference of your Detroit Lions, and it's pretty interesting. I actually was listening to another podcast, too, talk about this, and that was the almighty Drew from the Drew and Mike show. And Drew was annoyed because this little winning bout that the Lions have had, they've won 2 games in a row, 3 out of 4. 2 of the teams were especially shitty, Jacksonville and Atlanta. Drew says this is prolonging the inevitable of the firing of Matt Patricia and what's the guy's name? Quinn. Dan Quinn, Mike Quinn, Bob Quinn. I don't know, the general manager. And his point was the Lions were dead to rights in that game against Atlanta. It was over. All Atlanta had to do was not score that touchdown, and then they kick a field goal with no time on the clock, and the game is over. But they essentially fucked it up and scored that touchdown, which gave Matthew Stafford the chance to march down the field, which he did. And then the Lions score a touchdown. Now, I can't quite go that far. I can't agree with him because I'm still a Lions fan. And yes, they beat shitty teams. And yes, they're probably going to end up with maybe, 5 wins on the year. But for now, I like it. And they won. So at the end of the day, don't you want the team to win? Because if you go ahead and fire the general manager and the coach, you're then back to square one. I would say that right now they're only at square 2, so it isn't that much of a step back. But at the end of the day, maybe they're starting to gel. I know they changed some things up defensively, our Lions did, and they are playing better. So fuck it, man. Quit being a dick. Just go with it, for God's sake. Go Lions. They play Indianapolis, who I thought was super shitty, but they're actually better than I thought. It just shows you how much I know about their opponents, or even them. They take on Indianapolis this coming weekend. Go Lions! Same old Lions. One pride. I still will always say same old Lions because they are. Come on, let's not get it completely ahead of ourselves. Okay, on to more here. I saw this story was sent along by Bleeding Heart Brian, of course, and it involves the a streaming platform Disney Plus. They've made virtually everything available on their platform that they've ever made. But this has come up before about things that are on the platform that are racially insensitive. And they had put out a disclaimer some time ago, but now they're actually amping up the disclaimer. And the first thing I thought when I read the headline was, oh, God, come on. What's the big deal here? But I kind of like it, and I kind of think it's fair because they're not wiping the material from the platform. You can still watch it, but they put a disclaimer at the beginning of it saying, hey, by the way, the fucking morons who made this thing, they were racist. And I think that they are, and I think that that's fair. So they're leaving the material there, but they have the disclaimer. In the article from NPR talks about how people have long said Disney classics like Peter Pan, Dumbo, and the Aristocats contain racist stereotypes and overtones. Now, I didn't know any of that. I didn't know that these shows had racist stereotypes because when I watched them when I was young, you don't really know that. But when you look at it now, you're like, oh, shit, how the fuck is that even a thing? And they even have the examples here. I'll get to those in a second. Disney says, yep, you're right. Viewers will now encounter a warning on Disney Plus when streaming those and other titles containing racist material. Quote, we can't change the past, but we can acknowledge it, learn from it, and move forward together. And I think that's really wise. I kind of like that stance, and I kind of think that that's what should maybe be done, as opposed to when I was on that warpath about ripping down all the statues. It might be more appropriate to just have a sign there that says, hey, this is racist. This guy did this, and this, but we're not going to rip it down because we're going to acknowledge it as being such. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, is that a decent compromise? I mean, I like this. How is this any different? I don't know that it is. Disney said on its website, detailing the new advisory, quote, to create a tomorrow that today can only dream of. Disney began labeling titles with a disclaimer in November of last year, but recently strengthened the message, explicitly calling these depictions racist on its website. The new message appears, and they are. Wait till you hear what they are. I didn't realize any of these damn things. The new message appears before the title plays for several seconds. And this is, I'm going to actually read it. This program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures. So at the beginning of Dumbo, you would see this. These stereotypes were wrong then and are wrong now. Rather than remove this content, we want to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and spark conversation to create a more inclusive future. Together, Disney is committed to creating stories with inspirational and aspirational themes that reflect the rich diversity of the human experience around the globe. To learn more about how stories have impacted society, visit disney.com/storiesmatter. And then that's it. Other movies that include the warning are The Jungle Book, Lady and the Tramp, and Swiss Family Robinson. Okay, Disney's initial message last year was more brief. It said this program is presented as originally created. It may contain outdated cultural depictions. Well, they've gotten a lot of shit about that, so they changed it. I love this. They're keeping the shows, but they're saying, yeah, this is all fucked up. And I think that's all you need to do, right? I mean, what do you think about that? As always, reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If there's anything worth mentioning, I'll get to it in an upcoming podcast. Although the original movie received some praise, some critics thought the language was non-specific and dismissive. All right. Racism in Disney films. In Peter Pan. Boy, I did not know this. And my kids have watched this all the time. We got all those old Disney features. We had them on videotape, and they'd sit there and watch this shit. Native people are referred to as Redskins. My God. The main characters sing a song titled, What Makes the Red Man Red? I remember that now. I do remember that. Disney calls this, quote, a form of mockery and appropriation of native people's culture and imagery. In Dumbo, there's a gang of crows that are in the animated film. And they actually named one of the crows Jim Crow. What the fuck? And these crows, they were they would do all the mannerisms and have the accents of the old school blackface minstrel performers. And hey boys, hey oh boo, the Sambo shit. That's what these black crows were doing. And the leader of the crows was Jim Crow, which is the same name as the set of laws that enforce segregation. What the fuck? Whenever I read about these things, which is not that long ago, it's just like, God, people were just so screwed up back then. And anytime people say, yeah, the world is a racist place and the United States is a racist place, I don't doubt that in any way, shape, or form, but it's not as racist as it was, because there's no way we would fucking make a movie where there's crows and one of them's called Jim Crow. He's going, hey, boss, all that shit. The crow, Jim Crow, is voiced by a white actor and performs a musical number that pays homage to racist minstrel shows. All right, I already said that. Disney says in the same movie, faceless black workers are shown laboring to offensive lyrics like, quote, "When we get our pay, we throw our money all away." Ugh. Fucking nauseating. The animated film The Aristocats features a cat named Shungan with stereotypical East Asian features who plays the piano with chopsticks. He's voiced by a white guy singing in a poorly accented voice. What message are we sending to little kids at the most vulnerable age? Well, we're not. They are. They did. If characters are not one... hold on. That's a quote I don't even want to read. It's not really what I'm focusing on. Disney acknowledges that some communities have been erased or forgotten altogether, and we've committed to giving voice to their stories as well. The company did not further specify how it will work to get to that goal. There is incredible power in seeing someone who's like you on screen. What children are sets the framework for what they believe is possible in life. Absolutely. Yeah, this is all good. So they keep it, and then they have the disclaimer. I think they even go further on the disclaimer and say all the shit that I said, and then say footnote Eric Zane. The assholes who made this are racist pieces of shit. Okay, and should forever be known as that. The guy who played the Jim Crow, his name is this, and he's an asshole. He might still be alive today. Go heckle him because he's a racist dick. This dumb shit wrote this movie. He's a racist. Fuck him. You know, maybe a little cancel culture, throw it in on the side. How about that? All right. That's what we can do towards the statues. Have the disclaimer and say, this is racist as fuck. Okay? Anybody who likes this statue is a racist. But we're going to leave it here. Keep your eye out for anybody who likes this statue of this racist asshole. There you go. Keep the statues. Put a sign there. That's all you got to do. Hey, I want you to be a show contributor of the Eric Zane Show podcast. We've had some great contributions recently. And if you, because again, I'm a one-man show, man. I write it. I publish it. I do all of this. I do the selling of it. I come up with what I want to talk about. And you're a big part of that with your contributions. If you see a news story that you think is something I should be talking about, send it to me on email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. As always, I have a guy who's my mortgage guy. That is Mario Flores, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Okay, it's a great time to get a mortgage right now. The rates are incredibly low. And if you're in the market for that, I want you to call upon Mario, 231-332-6505. Now, seriously, that's a serious thing. If you're getting a mortgage, that's a lot of money that you're dealing with here. And once you get it, you want to make sure you have the right person behind that. So go ahead and utilize your bang on the door of your cousin or someone who you've worked with in the past. That's fine. But also bang on Mario's door and let him talk to you about how he can help you. Anywhere in the United States, if you need a mortgage, just remember, I have a guy for you. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. NMLS number 3035. Also, I want to acknowledge my friends over at StellaFly for your business. And I guess this could be any small or medium-sized business anywhere. If you are like, my God, I'm so busy, I don't have any time to make Facebook advertisements or posts or Instagram or be active on social media to promote my own business. I don't even know how the hell to do that. Because there is a trick to it. It's not just, take a picture of your pizza that you just made that looks like hell and post it to Facebook. All you're going to do is ruin your client base when they see how shitty your picture looks. Reach out to my friends at StellaFly, S as in Sam, TELLA, fly.com. StellaFly makes sure that your marketing on social media is done right. Get more information at StellaFly.com. I cannot wait till we can put this pandemic behind us, and whenever that may be, and I can get back to running a road race. Man, there is nothing better than towing the line for the Grand Rapids Marathon, and I'll be wearing my Stella Fly gear when I do that. And it's going to be with one kidney less, so I've got a lot of work to do. So it's get the kidney removed, and then hope and pray the pandemic ends. Get the jersey and toe the line. So I'll be wearing the Stella Fly gear for any race that I do in the upcoming months or years. Don't know when that'll be. I sure hope it's soon. Turned in a 7:22 mile yesterday, 2 minutes rest, and then a 7:17. Feeling strong, feeling good out at the track. Join me. All right, so Van Halen, the family of Eddie is still just reeling, and so are fans. My God. And now the son of Eddie Van Halen is speaking out. And hang on a second. This story is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Van Halen rumor. All right, I'm going to a different source. I sound like Sam Elliott. Vote for Joe Biden. Beef. That's the right thing to do. So Wolfgang Van Halen is seriously. The apple hasn't fallen far from the tree. He's 29 years old now. You know, he toured. He was on the Van Halen tour in 2007. So that was what, 7? He was 16 years old when he was playing with Van Halen back then. And the dude is just like his dad, is a complete phenom. I mean, Eddie was ridiculous. Eddie and Alex both, as they were growing. And then Wolfie is the same damn way. Guy can play anything, plays all instruments. And he has new material that he's working on. And so there's been a lot of rumors that have been circulating about the band, and it's messing him up. And I couldn't believe it. He's slamming rumors spreading on social media that he is going to replace his dad as the lead guitarist in Van Halen. Over the weekend, claims were made on a Wolfgang Van Halen fan page and shared on Twitter by user @MetalSludge that Wolfgang, 29 years old, would step in as Van Halen's lead guitarist in a new lineup that would include Sammy Hagar, former bass player Michael Anthony, and Eddie's brother Alex Van Halen on drums. Quote, "It's been mentioned that Eddie Van Halen told his son and brother, 'I give you my blessing,'" the fan page claimed. Well, that's all bullshit. Wolf dismissed the rumors on Twitter and asked fans spreading the misinformation on social media to please stop with this. He says, "This is just shitty. It's a shitty lie attempting to capitalize on these awful times." He wrote, "Please stop with this. Anyone peddling this shit is not only hurting the fans, but hurting me and my family." Wolf confirmed on October 6th, of course, that Eddie had passed away alongside Alex, who co-founded Van Halen after a years-long battle with cancer. He was 65. "I can't believe I'm having to write this, but my father, Edward Ludwig Van Halen, has lost his..." I don't need to read the tweet. We all know what happened. So people have been saying that Wolfie is going to take over, but the fact of the matter is he's got his own material that he's working on and he's going to release. And he's one of the things he talked about in this series of tweets, and when he dismissed the rumor, was he's like, it's crazy for me because I work really hard at what I do. I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me. And no matter what I do, I am expecting a lot of good and hate, because in the way the world is, no matter what you do, people will compare you to Eddie Van Halen and say, "Hey, you're no Eddie Van Halen." And he said, "And I've never, ever done that. I've always just wanted to be me." And, frankly, I've got some real compassion for the dude. And to me, that's worth a listen right there. I want to hear what the guy can do, because apparently he can play just about anything. And I'm anxious to hear what he comes up with. Frankly, when they toured with him at 16, I was like, fuck, how good is he got to be? He's only 16 years old. And never even considering how much of a protege Eddie was at like age whatever when he started to play. And so this dude, apparently the same thing, that type of skill, that type of talent on Wolfgang Van Halen. So we shall see. By the way, I'm giving away a Van Halen record. More on that in just a bit when I talk about my friends from JM Synthetics. I'm giving away all of my Van Halen records, which we talked about last week a little bit. But before I continue on with stuff like that, this story, my God, this is fucked up. I'm so glad I gave up biking, because even back then when I was cycling, it was open season and war on people on bicycles. You know who hates bicyclists the most? People in cars. And for some reason, when you're on a bike, when you see someone on a bike and you're in a car, you get pissed off at them. I mean, I've done it too. But being that I used to cycle all the damn time, all over the place, I adopted a different way to handle that. And that is just play it cautious. Drop way back. Wait for the time to pass them. The one thing you don't want to do is pass, because if you time it, sometimes the timing will be they'll be on the right side of the road, and then right when you're passing them, there's another car coming towards you, and so you're basically three wide right at the point that you're passing them. That's not good. You're too close to them when you're passing them. What you want to do is you want to wait for the car that's oncoming to actually clear, and then you pass them, like you veer over into the other lane when it's clear, and then pass them. That's the only safe way to do it. But that requires you to slow down. You try to thread the needle there, it's a bad move. That's my public service announcement. It used to drive me crazy because I'm on the right, I'm on the shoulder. I'm on the right side of the lane. There is no shoulder. Okay? It's like 3 inches to the right side of the white, and you're into the soft. You don't want that. So I'm to the left of the white. Car tries to pass me. He just buzzes me with the damn mirror. Holy shit. But this is beyond any comprehension or anything like that. 7 a.m. Sunday. This is horrible. This is a terrible story. These two idiots decided that what they were going to do is one guy in the driver's seat and the guy in the passenger seat of this van. The guy in the passenger seat of the van is going to look for people who are walking or riding bikes on the side of the road in Las Vegas and hit them as like with a fist, or push them, come up next to them and do that while they're moving. So if they're walking, they would roll up real slow and then hit the people walking. And if they're on a bike, they would roll up and match speed and then push whoever is on the fucking bike. Well, they were successful, and this dumb son of a bitch pushed a chick on a bike, and she flew off the bike, and it fucking killed her. This all happened 7 a.m. Sunday. The witnesses said that a passenger in a minivan was hanging halfway out of the car, attempting to strike people on the sidewalk. The passenger missed 2 pedestrians, but then a middle-aged woman riding the bike down the road, she was the victim. According to police, they pulled alongside the person, leaned out, pushed her to the ground. But as that happened, the dude who did the pushing, he fell out of the van. All right? And his face hit a pole. And it killed him. Holy shit. I mean, instant karma. Not just karma. Wasn't that a song by John Lennon? Instant karma is going to get you. And I think one of the lines of the song was, it's going to knock you right in the face. I'm not making that up. Instant karma is going to get you. It's going to knock you right in the face. So this guy actually lived the John Lennon song right there. 22-year-old Rodrigo Cruz was the driver. He took off and was later caught. Cruz, who just looks like a soulless-eyed scumbag. Wait till you see this son of a bitch. Oh, fuck. He was booked into the Clark County Detention Center on one count of open murder, duty to stop at the scene of an accident, and for violating the conditions of his parole. Oh, my God. Hey, I got an idea. Let's go around and, hurt people. Jesus. Being described as one of the most senseless acts of all time, and describing it as senseless is an absolute understatement. Man, so 2 people dead, including the asshole. That's the only good silver lining in this. The asshole is dead, but this woman, I mean, God knows. I mean, what family? What? I mean, Jesus, what is going on? What's going on when you can have that horrible of an act take place? You actually have proof that we have aliens amongst us when you have these crazy things happening like this. Someone that would be that disturbed that, yes, hey, that's a fun thing to do. Actually go and hurt people. My God. All right. A&E Heating and Cooling. God bless Joe Martinez. He's going to be by Friday, kind of coming by. Jason is coming by. His family member. I think that's his son-in-law. Is that his son-in-law or his daughter's boyfriend? I forget. I think it's his son-in-law. I don't know. He's kind of getting a little cocky, Joe, because he's heading out on vacation. I think it's for a wedding. Actually, it's a destination wedding in Cabo San Lucas. And so he's working all this week, and then he's taking off at the end of the week to Cabo for the wedding. And so he said that while Jason is here working on my furnace, he'll be on the beach down in Cabo. Another Van Halen off OU812, Cabo Wobble. Awesome song. So yeah, A&E Heating and Cooling. You can get a $450 furnace rebate when you get a new install. That's from the furnace, or from the propane gas company, DTE, 616-516-8579. That's Joe Martinez, okay? Now, if you need a new install, he's going to utilize the Comfort Maker brands of furnaces and air conditioners. Or if you just want to get that thing tuned up, it's $79 from A&E Heating and Cooling. Do it. Get the tune-up. If you think that you can just go every year and flip that thing on, no problem. You're walking on thin ice, man. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure your furnace gets tuned up every single year. Just like you need a physical, so does your furnace, so does your air conditioning. It's $79 from A&E Heating and Cooling. Okay, excuse me. Again, thanks to Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. Bennett Flooring Installation will show up at your house in and around West Michigan. They'll measure the room that needs the new flooring, and they're going to tell you the price to install it. Not for all of the materials. You might be the type that says, well, I'm going to go get it myself. Okay, great. What are you getting? Carpeting. It's going to cost you this much to install it. They do the hard part, the part that you're going to screw up. Okay? If you do it yourself, after, your wife is sitting there tapping her foot, she decides to drink the afternoon away because you're ruining the floor. It looks like shit. You're going to be like, man, why didn't I listen to Zane? It's a lot cheaper than you think, too. Call Bennett Flooring Installation. Talk to Jacob and get him over to your house to get an estimate. 616-318-0167. That's all free. The estimate doesn't cost you anything, okay? Don't be a stubborn idiot like me and wait it out. Your wife's gonna be so pissed off at you, man. Come on. The long list of Zane Show listeners keeps getting longer that are satisfied with the work of Bennett Flooring Installation. So thank you. Boy, Daisy is snoring up a storm. Man. Jeez. Cannot believe you can't hear that. This mic must be set up in a way where it only picks up what is in front of it. But you can't hear that? Hang on a second. You ever see those videos where the chick on TikTok says, "Excuse me, sir, do you like the dog treats?" And they put the microphone in front of the dog, and then the dog bites the mic. "Excuse me, Daisy, are you enjoying your nap?" How do you feel about O'Neill's balls right on your back haunches? O'Neill, your exposed dick is flying straight up into the air. Your thoughts? Thank you. Bruce, you've been sleeping through all of this. Have you been catching any of these great moments? He's looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm way intimidated by that stupid microphone in my face. Daisy's had it. She's out of here. All right. I don't even know. I'm completely lost now. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. All right. Rapper Silento. Am I saying that right? Silento? It's either Silento or Silento. I didn't know who that was. I do know the song that dude did. I think it was 2014. Silento dropped the Watch Me Whip Nene song. Okay? Or 2015. It was huge. It still is. You bust that out at any arena, they're going to start to whip and nene. Okay? I had no idea how much of an asshole this guy was. I mean, here you got one song, and this dude thinks, holy shit. I mean, that was almost 6 years ago. And fuck, the entitlement of this piece of shit is really, really incredible. He was arrested Friday in Georgia. I think it's probably like a 65, 70 mile an hour speed limit in that area. He was driving 143 miles an hour. Okay. Richard Lamar Hawk. That's his real name. And he just looks like a bitch. I mean, he's got this boyish face. Just the lights on, nobody's home. Stupid as fuck. Was charged with reckless driving, speeding, failure to maintain lane, and improper stopping after, do you say DeKalb? Police pulled him over around 3 a.m. A cop actually saw the white BMW swerving around traffic, which prompted the stop. The Associated Press reports that Hawk initially argued with the arresting officer about how fast he was going, and then he changed his story a bit. He eventually admitted that he was in fact speeding, but said it was because he is often followed when leaving events because of his fame. All right, I guess. I mean, maybe to a certain swath of people that they would be fans. I mean, everybody's got a fan, okay? Hell, sometimes if I leave a restaurant, I see Boring Dean. He's trailing behind me. You know, sometimes that happens. You know, sometimes Kenny's hanging out, peeking into my windows. That, you know, these things actually take place. Maybe Boring Dean is cleaning my pool or getting a little handsy with my daughters. Silento was reportedly at a club prior to his arrest, promoting his new song. And he told the cops, okay, this is ridiculous. This is like when I called the 911 and said, hey, I'm speeding because I got to go to the hospital. My kid got hurt. Certainly. This is worse, though. And it's a don't you know who I am. He reportedly said to the cops, I can go 143 miles an hour, officer, because I'm not a regular person. How'd you like to be the cop? I mean, out of any time that you want to see a cop beat the shit out of a motorist, you never want to see it any other time. You know, you see all these people getting their ass kicked by a cop. Part of you kind of wishes that you'd be seeing it here because of this dumb dick. I'm kidding. I know. I hate it that I have to say I'm kidding, but there's so many assholes in the world who want to cancel people for comedy. Fuck you. On Sunday, Silento's latest track, DXB Money, was released. Now, on his Instagram, he promoted the new song with a caption that ironically reads this: "If you ain't getting money, N-word, we can't relate. Going through the fast lane without no brakes." Okay, so maybe that's a line from the song. If you ain't getting money, N-word, we can't relate. Going through the fast lane without no brakes. All right, let me pause there. I mean, I can understand you can promote the song on your Instagram and leave a caption of it, but if those are the lyrics of the actual song, I'm a little bit concerned with the writing here. Of course, the obvious, using the N-word. Again, white guys can't, black guys can. That's just the way it is. Unfortunately, in my opinion, nobody should use it, but whatever. If you ain't getting money, N-word, that's not the problem. If you ain't getting money, N-word, we can't relate. The problem is where it says going through the fast lane without no brakes. Okay, you're going to want to rework that. It should say with no brakes. Because if you write going through the fast lane without no brakes, you're going through the fast lane with brakes then. Your brakes are on throughout the fast lane. And that's not what you want to say there. You're trying to indicate that you're racing, okay? So you don't want to have the lyrics to be without no brakes, you dumb fuck. You want it to be with brakes, but you're too much of a stupid asshole. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know the English language. So that's embarrassing. And the irony of talking about driving through the fast lane while on the same time where he gets a 143 mile an hour speeding ticket. All right, but it's not, the story isn't done. This piece of shit has had a horrible time the last few months. The arrest for speeding comes roughly a month after he was charged with threatening two strangers with a hatchet. Prosecutors say that Salento walked into an unlocked stranger's home in the Valley Village area of Los Angeles. And there's two people sitting there watching TV, and then in walks Salento, watch me nay-nay. And he's doing the nay-nay and swinging a fucking hatchet at the two people that are inside before one of them realized that he's a pussy and very easily disarmed him because he looked all feeble while he's swinging it. You know, his wrist is all barely able to hold the fucking hatchet. And then the guys, give me that fucking thing, you dumb bitch. The rapper was arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon. God, seriously, there's another picture of the kid, and he looks like the least intimidating person that has ever walked the face of the earth. If you're going to act all tough, you can't look like a little child. My God. Prior to the arrest, he was charged in another incident of inflicting corporal punishment on a spouse or a cohabitant at a home at the end of August. Shit, is this guy a problem? He was, so yeah, that's it. What a hell of a weekend for rapper Salento. The entitlement of this piece of shit. Unbelievable. Speaking of entitlement. Okay. This is starting to creep back into my world, the whole general disgust with the anti-mask thing. And I mean, I get it. I do understand how some of you don't see the world the way I do. I get it. I understand that. I just don't know why. Okay? I kind of fault you for it. I don't hate you for it. I'm not going to go down that road. But it does bother me. Make no mistake. It's never not bothered me. It bothered me when I did limo work the other day and I put on the mask and I was given a lecture. We're not doing that. Okay. Thank you. It doesn't help that much. It barely helps. It helps a little. Okay. So there's that. But the idea that you can buy a plane ticket to take a vacation, you know full well the way of the world, You know full well what it's like on an airplane. They make it's no secret. They make it so obvious that you cannot step foot in the airport, let alone the plane. And that's across the board. No exceptions. Fuck, there's like babies that are 2 hours old. And if the baby refuses a mask, they take the baby and they punt it off of the plane. Okay? They don't give a fuck. And everybody knows that. So why you would choose that moment to make your stupid stance is so unbelievably stupid. You're going to make everything terrible for everyone, and you're going to ruin your vacation. So shut the fuck up, sit there, read the magazine, watch a movie, get to where you need to go, rip off your mask, and go about your miserable fucking life. Okay? You stupid asshole. That did not happen on a flight from Detroit to Las Vegas. Delta flight. And again, I've flown Delta recently when I went to California for the testing. It's, oh, God, you wouldn't believe how ridiculously obvious it is. The second you go to the website, it says you must wear a mask. The second you book your ticket, you must wear a mask. You walk into the airport, wear your fucking mask. Everybody's telling you, don't even drop it below your nose. Don't be one of those guys. Shit, it's impossible to avoid. This dumb son of a bitch gets on the plane in Detroit, the Delta Airlines flight, gets in there, sits down in the plane, and takes off the mask. Stewardess says, flight attendant says, look, yeah, put your mask on. Nope, not doing it. And off we go. Delta Airlines flight departing from Detroit to Las Vegas delayed more than 90 minutes after the passenger refused to comply with the rules regarding wearing a mask on the flight. It's my constitutional right. It's their. This is their plane. It's their rules, their house rules. It has nothing to do. The Constitution is not in play on top of this, in this plane. They have rules to fly. You agree with the terms of service when you buy the ticket, asshole. Okay? That's the rule. You might go into somebody's house and they say, hey, you can't come into my house unless you have a mask on. What are you going to do? Say, well, it's my... No, I can. It says in the Constitution I can come into your house with this mask off. Yeah, wipe my ass with the Constitution. In my house, you're not coming in. You might... That's what we're dealing with here. It's that type of logic. And they don't get it. Delayed more than 90 minutes, passenger refused to comply with the rules. The flight was scheduled to depart Friday. Everybody's just, all they want to do is get to Vegas and go bang a hooker. Whatever, see a stupid show, see David Lee Roth, I don't know, lose their money on the slot machines, get high, whatever, do some drugs. Sin City, man. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Dream come true, threesome, whatever. And they got to wait because this cock is being a dick. So books the ticket, and it ends up getting ruined. He gets kicked off the plane and banned. We apologize to our customers for the delay. We're in a statement. There's nothing more important than the safety of our customers, and blah, 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 blah. Passengers on flights required to wear a mask for the duration of the flight, except during a meal or snack service. Travelers who refuse to comply with the requirements risk being banned from flying on Delta flights. According to CNN last week, a memo was sent to employees updating them on how many travelers have been banned since the rule was implemented in April. As of this week, we have 460 people who are banned from flying Delta. Like, you can never, ever fly Delta again. Holy shit. Because you didn't want to wear a stupid mask for 3 hours that you barely notice while you're sitting there watching Netflix. You stupid son of a bitch. My God. So they kicked him off. Sorry. And his vacation is ruined. He can never fly Delta again. For what? Why are you doing this? Well, I mean, are you better off now because you did this? I don't understand. I don't understand. All right. I've got Van Halen 1, Van Halen 2, Diver Down, Fair Warning, and 1984 on vinyl. and a number of other great vinyl records that I'm giving away. And all you have to do, and I'll mail it to you. All you have to do is go to jmsynthetics.com and buy an AMSOIL product, okay? Buy something from Jason Mays. Let me know that you did buy it, okay? Show me your little screenshot proof of purchase or whatever via email. Excuse me. And then I will take the record and I'll send it off to you. I'll sign it too. I'll personalize it. Adam up in Houghton Lake, Michigan, he purchased about $30 worth of stuff from Mays. You know, lubricants, DIY stuff, maybe oil, maybe some firearms lubricant, brake parts cleaner. I don't know what the hell is on there. There's a ton of stuff. Go to jmsynthetics.com and look for yourself. And then let me know, and then I'll take the record. I'll sign it. He wanted Nazareth's Hair of the Dog. And, I signed it for him, and then I popped it in the mail. He should have it by now. I don't know. I'm sure you do. Adam, let me know if you got that thing. And then that's it. So I've got a number of other records, too. And if you're like, Zane, I don't know what you have, reach out to me, and I will tell you exactly what I have. So basically, these records are just looking at me. They were given to me in the first place, and I'm not going to do anything with them. So if you want a vinyl record, I'll send you one signed. jmsynthetics.com. That's how we're doing it. And last but not least, man, the other half of my Saranac shit kickers over at BK Guns and Stuff. They are the gunsmith that work for the Eric Zane. They don't work for me. That advertise on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Kyle and Benjamin, the power couple of guns in the area. Call up BK Guns and Stuff 616-902-2447. About how you can get your firearm to them and have them repair, clean, customize, modify, do anything in the world that you need done to it. BK Guns and Stuff, known around the world and servicing weaponry anywhere in the United States. Just call Benjamin up and he'll take care of the rest. 616-902-2447. All right, this is gruesome. Brazilian soccer player by the name of Gustavo Henrique. My God. Bummer that he was wearing white soccer shorts because of what happened to him. Those spikes on the cleats on the soccer spikes. I mean, can you imagine going down in a heap and then another player runs by and stomps your dick and balls into oblivion? That actually happened. It happened just last week. Some player on the other team, still trying to figure out if it was inadvertent or an intentional stomping, actually squished his dick and balls, and then it caused a horrible amount of damage. And he started like bleeding through his shorts. It's like dick's falling apart inside of. Basically, it's like he's wearing a diaper and it's not full of shit. It's full of dick meat. After the guy smashed his twig and berries into oblivion, it's like stepping on an overcooked Brussels sprout. Just destroys it. In the clip, I didn't really see it. All I saw was the aftermath as his shorts were crimson. Horrible. Gustavo Henrique was reduced to tears. He started crying. I don't know if I'd have started crying. You got to take a lot to. There's no way I would cry at anything that's painful, ever. I just won't. Guys aren't supposed to. If you're a guy that cries when you get hurt, you're an asshole. You don't deserve anything. You don't deserve a woman. You don't even deserve that dick that's now smashed. The only thing guys can do when they get badly hurt is scream and yell. But if actual tears come out of your face, you're a fucking asshole. All right, so this dickhead starts crying because his dick is smashed to a million pieces. The gruesome intimate injury. It says the player accidentally stomped his testicles. It happened in the first half of the game, bleeding through his shorts. If you're some sick asshole, I'll link this up. You can look at it. He attempted to play on. Wow, so maybe he isn't such a puss. He swapped his bloodied shorts for a new pair, but those got ruined too. I can't believe he tried to play on. Oh, my God. Outside of the crying, this guy's a badass. It proved to be too much, though. He left the field before halftime, still crying. So he's crying, trying to play with a smashed dick and balls. The club said in a statement he went to the hospital and had to get everything put back together, given some medicine and told to rest up. My God. Gustavo Henrique, sorry about your loss. Oh, Jesus, just a horrible, horrible injury. I cannot believe that. Hey, once again, if you want to reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If you have any stories that you want to link up. And, there you go. We've got a number of people that are still watching the show on Facebook. Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. And, of course, we have the audience on YouTube as well. Thank you to you all for being part of YouTube, brought to you by F45 Training, Byron Center. And that, I believe, is going to put the wraps on this chilly, cold edition of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I want to thank you for the continued support. Again, thanks for all the special things you've done for us over the time that we've been podcasting and even well before that. You guys are the best. Thanks again. I'll talk to you down the road. Got Patreon a little bit later on. One note. I had a difficult time getting a hold of Dale's opponent for Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia. So we're going to push that till next week. Lee couldn't get it done. But I'll have Philip Merrill will be taking Dale on next week, Tuesday. Okay, folks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.